this topic is best handled in a manner that we are, just really as a conversation to talk from the heart as South Africans to say, but how did we get to be where we are? How did we move from Mandela to Zuma to Ace Magashule? How is it that during a global lockdown of this novel coronavirus of the 2019 strain, hence COVID-19, when other countries like New Zealand are saying all 5 million of us are in this together, the 59.3 million South Africans witness the most amazing impunity where this ANC-led government is stealing from the poor, the hungry, the sick and the dying through the PPE scandal. No sooner had the president announced the 500 billion social and economic stimulus package as a result of the devastation, one on the health of South Africans, where today we're looking at more than 17,000 people that have died. 2% of the people that have been totally infected globally and here at home. That instead of thinking about this notion of common good, what's in the interest, best interest of South Africa Inc., that some of the people who call themselves our leaders see an opportunity to embark on an industrial scale looting. How is that possible? As if the PPE scandal is not enough, where it has touched almost all the provinces, certainly the 8 we can talk about with absolute authority. The president announces this national lockdown on the 23rd of March to say it will be effective 26th of March, midnight. So effectively on the 27th. On the 31st of March, there are already companies set up by people who call themselves our leaders who are getting a minimum of 125 million in tenders. Some of them have never even traded. They don't even run a fish and chip shop. So you can see that the intent, not the consequence, was looting. Add to that 2 more scandals, because we've been plagued by scandals in the last 26 years. But let me just talk about 2. Then we see the asbestos audit, 255 million. And the theory says, had the work been done, it would have cost 21 million, which means 200 million. It's a profit. I mean, how? It's inconceivable. So these people led by Saudi, they eat the whole 255 million. The work is not even done. On the other hand, we still have the vestiges of Estina dairy farm, where money was stolen on behalf of the poor. So put those 3 together, just during the pandemic, that has demonstrated beyond any shadow of doubt the deep structural inequalities when we are concerned that the 4 things that the World Health Organization is asking us to do to avoid certain death, which is social distancing, self-quarantine. It says, let's wash our hands with running water and soap for a minimum of 20 seconds and wear a mask. And we know that the majority of our people, it's impossible for them to comply because they live in Soweto, where there's 3.5 million people, more than the population of Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia, and Swaziland. In an area no bigger than 30 square kilometers, where 350 to 750,000 people live in Alexander, just 2 kilometers across the bridge from the richest square mile, an average of 16 shacks per yard. How do you even practice social distancing? Instead of being seized and concerned about the well-being of those that are less fortunate than ourselves, we find people who go and buy 27 luxury cars, each more than the value of a house that it will take you and I 20 years to service their bond, and they've got 10 properties. incentive. So we can see that we have really hit the moral low, the nadir, as it were. So for me, ethical leadership is for emphasis, because leadership cannot be anything other than ethical. Because ethics is that branch of philosophy that deals with knowledge about morality, about behaviors. So it's about morality, it's about conscience, it's about principles. It doesn't help to say, no, I've not been found guilty by any court of law. In fact, it's unhelpful to say, I'll use the excuse of presumption of innocence until proven guilty.